Hello there, Gemini. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading is going to be for Gemini for January of 2021. Happy New Year's. I can't believe we're into the new year. For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for like an overall view of the month, and we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. Makes all you Geminis name Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You'll get a more comprehensive view of the month. And I don't think these cards are going to go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme. Now, we have good words. They're flexibility, wisdom, grace, creativity, and patience. And looking at one of these cards here, I think we're going to really need, well, actually 2 of them, we're going to need our patience this month in order to get things to go the way we kind of choose for them to go. So our first card on the bottom of the deck here is the Knight of Pentacles. Excellent energy, grounded, I guess. A little bit grounded energy because it's earth energy. So this is going to be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, male or female, if it's somebody like around us. If it's somebody that's around us, I can actually see this may be a relationship change type energy for some of us, but for others of us, it'll be like just this a different type of energy where we're developing ourselves further this month, maybe into a work type energy or something, a little bit of cautionary thing. But this Knight of Pentacles is a good start because this is like travel, arrival, departures. It's someone in our lives with like the spirit of adventure, but who would be very materially minded, have their money on the prize or on getting the promotion or the raises, things like that. Good at performing any task you put in front of them. If it was like someone I was going to have for a new hire, but they wouldn't be a self-starter. It's not mature energy. So if you told them what you needed them to do, they would basically go and do it. So we could, with this type of energy, we could quit a job actually for more money somewhere else. We could move to another locale for absolutely the same reason because it's earth energy, or experience some kind of change that's relative or important to our money this month because it is earth energy. So for a lot of us, it's going to be something like that. Maybe if I'm getting fed up with work, the Knight of Pentacles energy would bring to me that momentum or the need for me to want to perhaps change the energetics of what's going on around me. Now, the other thing I want to say with the Knight of Pentacles energy, the Knight of Pentacles energetics, and especially with the card that's coming up right after this next one, Knight of Pentacles is that weird, gossipy type person, let's say at work, that knows everything about everybody and tells it all. Don't allow us to be that. It's less mature than a king energy. But let's say the coworker that comes up to me and says, "Oh, Sally, do you know what George did?" Right? And I say, "No, and I don't care." And they proceed to tell me, "George is in trouble with HR and blah, 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 blah." And I just say, "I don't want to hear it," and I walk away. And then they go to the next coworker and say, "George is in trouble with blah, 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 blah," right? Or whatever is going on. And the coworker says, "Who told you that, Knight of Pentacles? Who told you that?" "Oh, Sally did." And then I'm pulled into HR. So it's a kind of energy of keeping my lip zipped and not being involved in gossip. you know, and it's a question asking energy, like the type of energy that asks you so many questions your brain falls out of your head, you know, like what's next, because it's immature but wants to know everything about everything. So it's an energetics to watch and to stay out of. So that warning I want to put out there along with that, because just because of something else I'm seeing in these cards here, you know, and we Geminis are talkers. We tell everybody everything, let's face it, because it's just we have joy in talking and putting information and ideas out there and getting excited about it. Because, and that's true, because look at this. Our next card here is an Ace of Swords, and we're Swords energy. So it makes it even more exciting. This is the triumph over difficulties by mental means, by using my brain, my mental capacity. It's a major, it means there's going to be some type of major breakthrough in my life. Brand new lifestyle coming into being for me and or for us, and we had achieved this through achieved the opportunity through the dint of our will and by using our brain, our mental faculties, really at a high level. We'd have prosperity, new development, spiritual growth, because the swords energy represents spirituality too. So spiritual growth are sure to follow in that along those lines in this new direction in our life, because there's going to be a birth. We have the word creativity in here, and we have grace also. So it's a birth of an idea, birth of an enterprise, or the birth of a child. All aces can mean the birth of a child, but we would now be in a position of power with a possibility of manifesting whatever new, our philosophy or our new way of life. That's where we're at. We're at that beginning where we're cycling into exciting type change, you know, more interesting energetics, more push, like with that forward momentum that we Geminis like. We don't like things stagnant. We like things moving quickly, rapidly, fresh information, new ideas coming. And we always have the ideas and the creativity to figure out how to do those things. But that keeping our lip zipped is going to become pretty important, because next we have the Seven of Swords energy. And we actually have 3 swords energetics out of just 5 cards here. So we're really in this. So the Seven of Swords, it's a statement that cautions us in all of our dealings, for caution in all of our dealings. There's like a suggestion that comes with this Seven of Swords of doing a roundabout energy or indirect communications. Nothing is quite what it seems to be when this card comes up. So, you know, we have to use our brain, our wit, to achieve our aims, period. And that's the same with that Ace of Swords energy coming in. Gonna need your brain power this month for absolute sure. And the card also tells us it's like another warning to avoid at all costs, you know, overconfidence. Not being assertive and standing up and being self-confident, but being so overconfident that I end up cocky. And there's a card coming up here that will show that this like verifies the fact, you know. So we might appear right at this moment to be on the top spot, but the way the card states is lack of proper prudence can still do us in. So it's telling us to use our discretion, use our discernment, and use our discretion. So we have the upper hand right now over some type of a tricky situation, but we still need to exercise caution, period, in the handling of all of our affairs. So it's a time when we can begin attempts to overcome like previous failures, but we can't go at it like we're the bull in the china shop and just bowl everybody down on our way going through, you know. So discretion, discrimination are required this month, and diplomacy and evasive tactics. We might not like being like this because we like being straightforward. Might not like it, but this is the way we can more likely achieve success. And with a card too, you can get good advice, but the premise of this card is the guy walked into a camp in broad daylight and stole 5 swords, and everybody saw him. So it's like the elephant in the middle of the living room, and nobody's talking, nobody's going after whatever was wronged or done wrong. No one's going after it, and we're kind of basically in the middle or stuck with it. So it's another card that tells me not to do that, to use my discretion at work. If I got an idea, let's say maybe an idea for a new project, you know, or to complete something at work that'll be helpful. Maybe I don't want to tell everybody it this month. Maybe I want to keep it to myself, because if I went around listening and I told the little gossip here about my project, right? Maybe they'd tell someone else, and that person would do the project, or they would go present my project to the boss and turn around and say, oh, I thought this up myself, and turn it in as a completed thing when I was the one that had the idea and I was the one working on it. So you can see that kind of energy kind of running through as a theme, but yet we have that Ace of Swords energetics in there that is going to give us that fresh start. We're getting a lot of caution around how to protect a fresh start is what I think Spirit's doing with us this month, because I know we can do it. We have the Temperance card here, the card of manifestation, but we also have the word patience. And this is the card of patience and the card of balance, being balanced, being flexible, being creative. Look, they're pouring this water from one cup, like from spirit into the earth plane, and never spilling a drop. Look at her feet. She has 1 foot on land and 1 in the water. So it's a card of manifestation, but manifestation wisely and patiently, keeping things in balance. So we're being asked to blend things together into a harmonious way. We'd have our creative talents will give us the ability to achieve this goal. It's like being a magician or being an alchemist, the old-timey one, and blending things together in blending the spiritual and the material together in a positive way, creating new forms. And if there's anything we Geminis love, it's that. Creating. You know, creating new forms, using our energy positively, having a good deal of control of that which comes from trusting our inner self or our inner guidance, our intuition, learning to temper our ego with needs, with the legitimate needs of spirit. You know, we'd have patience now, and we can accommodate all these different elements, you know, whether it's raw materials and resources or personnel, things like that, in order to create a harmonious whole. And we have the capacity to do that because we have the word grace, creativity, wisdom, and patience. And this next card here is going to tell us, I believe, how much we are going to, how do I want to put this? How much we are going to need our patience. Yeah, basically, that's what they just said. How much we are going to need our patience this month. Because next, we have the King of Swords, or rather the Knight of Swords. I'm looking right directly at it and reading it wrong. We have the Knight of Swords energy, and the Knight of Swords is aggressive energy. It's not the King. Look, this dude has his back turned, his sword's already bloody. He went to the battle and he ain't afraid of anything. You can see the type of energy there. He's definitely on the attack. He hasn't even stopped to clean the sword off, if you think about it like that. And he expects to win the battle. Now that is a good energy if it's mature, like that patience and that temperance energy. And it also is us showing up in our own reading, which is really helpful, which is telling us to check what we're saying, or kind of to be assertive and check the aggression at the door. Be assertive, check the aggression at the door. That's basically what they said. So this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, male or female. It can be me showing up in my own reading. If that's the truth, then that first original message they said, check the aggression at the door, will become really important. If it's someone outside of me, it's someone it's a overly aggressive energy who lives in that kind of attack mode. It's not something I really want to be dealing with, or it can mean that we ourselves are pursuing something that we want in our life, a lifestyle that'll allow us to live out our lives the way we want, but we're doing it so aggressively, we're ignoring other facets, other people in our lives, because the Knight of Swords energy can bring bad news, which can relate to us personally or to someone close to us. It's this kind of energy it's the energy that tells us conflict is at hand. Maybe violent difference of opinion, not like fights. This is mental energy, but more opinionated, strong, coming up against us, angry messages being sent back and forth, received or sent back out. If it's not a person, like I said, it could be us so focused on some type of intellectual pursuit in our life that we're ignoring everything else, all the other facets of our life, or being too forceful in expressing our own opinions and getting negative feedback because of that, or opposition because of that. So it's a warning in that manner. But what it always reminds me of is, the boss that comes up to you and says, I need this project done yesterday. They just handed me the project and I go to make it, and let's say the component parts didn't come in, and they say, we're going to make it anyhow. Because the quality parts didn't come in, they're going to order the cheap junk, force me to do something with the cheap junk, then so they can make the shipping date. It's just an example. Make the shipping date. So I put together the product, and it has crap component parts in it. The customer gets it. It's not what they had ordered or wanted, and then they start, wanting their refund and griping because everything's breaking down on them. It's that kind of energy. So it tells me to be assertive, to pay attention, that I'm not being aggressive, and if I use that energy appropriately, like with that Seven of Swords, I'm making my point by being assertive. I'm keeping my mouth shut and protecting my interest, but I'm still standing up for myself. I kind of like going through the back door, and like that weird approach, that oblique approach type deal with that Seven of Swords, so that the end result is I'm the one coming through the front door all the time. Even if I didn't like it, for the time being, it's going to serve us, and like serve us well. That and that word patience. And grace is manifesting that which it is that we truly desire or want in our lives for our own self, and taking the action that it takes, or to produce that which I choose from that Ace of Swords, if that makes sense. And then moving forward with it and staying in that patient state of being wise and flexible, creative, and using my wisdom to guide me, and just taking it with, without the blow up, whatever that means. I don't know what it's going to mean, but when somebody gets really aggressive with you, their first thing is, I'm going to fight back. Maybe our first thing this month should be to kind of quiet ourselves down and stay into that harmonious state from the Temperance energy, in order to use these things for our future momentum, so that our own lives change. We don't have to worry about anybody else's. Our card is, there's nothing to worry about. I don't know if I got the glare off of there or not. It says, you are safe. This situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. Which, with that patience thing there, that's a really good card for us to get. I opened right up to it. The angel sent you this card to you because you've been needlessly worrying. Worry is a form of prayer which draws to you that which you do not desire. Release your worries to your angels, and there's nothing, truly nothing, to worry about. In fact, your worries could create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everything's much better than you imagine. Ask the angels to release you from worry. A happy outcome is inevitable. Avoid worrying lest the negative emotion pull you and the situation down. The angels are with you and everything's okay. Well, Gemini, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me, or just go neb about me, or if you need to set an appointment with me, all the information down below the screen in the About section over at the website. Also at the website are 2 short videos. One explains the prayer class I put out there for y'all, and the other one explains the suture classes that I put for you. Prayer class is 2.5 hours long and explains how to format prayers, why you do them that way. Sutras are simple thought forms put into a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day, and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. So the videos are over at the website. All of you I've met through 4 whole years of doing YouTubes now. Everybody I've met through 32 years of this work. I want to tell y'all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve you. Hopefully, I will see you back here next month. Bye-bye.